Yeah, everyone thinks it's a glamorous job. It is at times. I was going to say there are two painful things about working for an airline, or certainly doing the amount of travel I do. Number one is economy class. Because obviously working for an airline, you get to travel business and first class. And oh my god, first class is nice. The problem though, of course, is you fly out first class, on the way back, you get economy class. It's like going from up here to way down here. That's painful, trust me. The second thing, of course, is your roaming bill. My last trip to London, 10,000 Hong Kong dollar bill when I got home. The missus was not very happy, shall we say. Those are two painful things. I guess the other painful thing about doing the amount of travel I do, I mean, I'm on a plane every 3 to 4 weeks. You miss your family, you miss your dogs. So it does sound very glamorous doing your social media, doing all this travel, and it's great, but it's a lot of jumping on a plane, going to a hotel, doing some meetings, jumping back to the airport, and then flying back out again. Went to Bombay, 6 weeks ago. I spent more time in the air than I did on the ground. So it's not always as glamorous as it sounds. However, I did get to travel, obviously business both ways in that particular instance, so it wasn't terrible. However, I've done, London both ways economy, done San Francisco first class both ways. That was kind of evened that one out. So it's very much an up and down. You're obviously on standby, so you never know when you get on the plane. Are you going to be at the front of the plane, or are you going to be at the back of the plane? Okay, and you can probably guess which end I would prefer to be. That's the upside and the downside, I guess.
Thanks, Ali. One thing mentioned about in China you can't tweet or you can't do Facebook, but that's another way, easiest way you can still update your Facebook and Twitter status. Use Path or Instagram. You can still update your status, but you can't, interact with your friends. But still, you can update in China on Path and Instagram. Try it next time. Any other questions? Okay.
Yeah, I'd just like to ask Ali a question. Apart from YouTube, what other social media sites are you actively engaged with for Cafe? And what's the top 3 messages you're trying to get across through your social media?
Very good question. Okay, we've got 20 Facebook pages around the world, 12 Twitter feeds. I've got to get this right, otherwise I'm going to get caught out by somebody. We've got a LinkedIn page. We do have Weibo, of course. Some of my team tends to do that. My typing in Chinese is slower than yours. So they don't let me get on the Weibo account. Those are the core platforms, LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook, Weibo. We have a Ren presence as well, of course, YouTube. We have Google Plus. Anyone on Google Plus? Wow. Could you all please join the Cafe History Google Plus page? I think I might double the audience on that one.
Do it now.
Yeah, do it now. The question of what are the 3 things we push? I guess, branding, sales, customer service. We talk about this idea of, great service in the air, great service on the ground. Now we have to take that great service into social media. So obviously people who, complain or compliment us, everyone gets a response where possible. Social media is all about engagement, but it's also about, it's engagement, but it's also customer service. But ultimately, some way have to pay bills. So we do want to push the fares at the end of the day as well.
We can take one more question. Mike?
Okay, I'd just be interested to hear about other food and travel blogs you follow, how many you follow. I think there must be a lot. So what makes a good one stand out?
What makes a good blog stand out? It's a very subjective opinion, but I think honesty. I think there's a lot of brands that work with blogs nowadays, but as a reader, as a blogger, you have to kind of clear up whether you're serving the brand or you're serving your readers. For me, it's my readers. So if, for example, I don't actually blog any invited tastings or anything like that. I post the photos on my Facebook page, but I don't blog about them because I don't find it representative, especially of a normal person's experience. And what I'm trying to do is document a normal person's experience. So honesty, basically. Some people do blog about invited events. I think that's fine as long as there's a disclaimer. so that people can read it and they can judge for themselves how accurate that is of a normal experience. So I think honesty, basically.
I agree with Janice. It's all about honesty. Whenever I do reviews of hotels or travel tours while I'm abroad, I always put the disclaimer that this was a sponsored event. But I am completely honest. I don't sugarcoat things. So even if the experience wasn't the best, I do tell my readers what I found to be flawed, what I didn't like, and of course what I did like. So it is trying to represent the fairest and honest experience that I had when I was traveling, and letting people understand that this is my experience, this was sponsored, and it doesn't mean that that's going to be the same experience for you, but that's one possible outcome.
How do you handle negative review, Ali?
Negative reviews, I don't think we get any. No, of course, being in the airline industry, every day there's a new crisis, or every day somebody's complaining about something. When we get negative feedback, honestly, we do listen to the feedback. It all goes into a big pool, and we do actually make a lot of changes based on that. So, to me, negative feedback, as long as it's constructive, is as valuable as positive feedback. We handle it by passing it on to the product team or to our in-flight services team, if it's negative or if it's positive. So we're good.
Okay. So that's all of this section. Thanks very much, Ali, Jamie, and Tony. Thanks so much. So I want to pass the next session to Anne Gilman. She's running a travel community called Trip Trotting.
Hello, thank you all for coming this morning. My name is Anne Gilman, and I'm an associate at Hamilton Advisors in Strategic Communications for Hong Kong. And then in my free time, I'm a local advisor for Trip Trotting. Trip Trotting is a global community of travelers. As some of the travel bloggers were just mentioning, they like to have experiences off the beaten path, away from the big Buddha, or the local Tatantes or other highlights that you might learn about if you lived in the place. So, Trip Trotting is about being more than just another clueless tourist. What is it? The global community where you can meet like-minded locals, host travelers, get traveler tips, and go to events together. And the whole idea is about becoming a global citizen and getting to know people from different cultures and experience their way of life. So how does it work? You go to triptrotting.com and you create a profile. When you create a profile, you fill out your interests. So for example, do you prefer to visit libraries, or do you prefer to enjoy some of the nightlife? Do you like to go hiking, try local food? Do you want to talk about politics? Do you want to stay away from anything religious? So you fill out your interests. And then what you do is you put in your home city, and then if you have any upcoming trips. So for example, you're going to be in Bangkok May 14th to 16th. What it will do is match you with any hosts in Bangkok, and it will tell you how compatible you are. So maybe you have a 76% compatibility rate in terms of your profile that you filled out. And then you can select who you want to message. Say, hey, do you have any recommendations for the best rooftop bar in Bangkok? Do you have any recommendations for the best temple I should visit? And then you can take it from there. You can say, would you like to meet up and get a coffee? Or whatever. So it's cool that you can meet up one-on-one, or also you can see if there's activities already planned by the local advisor in that city. So for example, in Hong Kong, we had a trip up about a couple weeks ago. We had about 20 people. The attendance was a bit low because there was a fire in the building. But it attracted a wide group, so you could make friends in the city. And then we're going to be having a trip up junk party soon, and then hopefully a trip up on a tram. So Trip Trotters are in 2,000 cities worldwide in over 150 countries. It's about 50-50 male, female, 30% in Asia, 30% in Europe, 20% in the States, and I think 10% in South America. So the target demographic is millennials, Gen Y, who have the ability to influence decisions of younger and older generations. Over 80% of the members have college degrees from well-known universities, and they're young professionals with significant discretionary income There's social smart, worldly, tech savvy, travelers, and hosts. So how is it different? You're probably thinking right now, I've got TripAdvisor, why do I need TripTrotting? I've got Couchsurfing, why do I need TripTrotting? Well, it's a little bit different. First of all the hosts or travelers go through a verification process. So you use your email address, similar to LinkedIn, from a recognized company or business or university. So you're verified that way. And then also, you can be recommended or reviewed when you host someone. So then someone can give you a good comment, and then so you can check the reviews that way. And also there's the matching algorithm to match you with someone whose interests are similar to yours. And the matching algorithm was created by one of the chief advisors or designers of the eHarmony algorithm. So if you've had success there, you'll have success with So there's been viral community growth. As you can see, there have been events around the world. Lima, Rio, Nairobi, Singapore. My friend Denisha in Hangzhou, who kind of oversees all this, has had trip ups in Istanbul, Jakarta, Hangzhou. Hopefully she'll be coming to the Hong Kong one. So it's a great community around the world. Personally, I've had fantastic experience in Budapest. I got to try goulash and go to the Hungarian opera, which I would not have been able to do on my own. In Taiwan, went on a weekend trip to Green Island, which was a pretty remote part that I might not have figured out on my own. And most recently in Korea, I discovered some of the top coffee shops out of the 500 coffee shops they have on every block because of TripTrotting. And then in Hong Kong, I've made actually one of my closest friends through TripTrotting. So it's a great global community, and the idea is really good of helping form all global citizens so we can understand our differences and different cultures. So here's the local contact information. I'm the local advisor here. And then these are the two founders. They're currently based in Los Angeles out of Launchpad. In their first round of angel investing, they've already been invested in by Launchpad, Google Ventures, Idea Lab, whatever. So they're going places, so get involved. And yeah, thanks for listening. Are there any questions?
Do you plan to have any brands or sponsoring your community or doing some advertising?
Yeah, they have a lot of local sponsors. So for example, in China, Snow Beer is a sponsor. They're going to be here in May, so we're excited. W Hotel is a sponsor in LA. Thai Airways is a sponsor. Who else? Yeah, so if anyone's interested in sponsoring in Hong Kong, please do get in touch.
How often do your members travel per year in average?
As you can imagine, that totally varies. So
How about yourself?
myself,
Yeah.
I probably travel once a month or twice a month. I don't know.
Wow. For leisure?
Yeah,
Okay.
weekend trips.
Any other questions? We can take one. Tyson.
Yeah, you mentioned LinkedIn as one of the social connectors with TripTrotting.
No, sorry, we mentioned that the verification process is
Verification.
somewhat similar to LinkedIn, where in LinkedIn, to confirm that you work at that business, you use your work email address.
I see.
So same to be a verified user of TripTrotting,
Yeah.
we would use a recognized work address from a company, and then or a recognized university.
Okay. But is it tied to your other social? Is it tied to your other social nets at all?
Yes, definitely. You can check it through Facebook, or log in through Facebook and through Twitter.
Any other questions?
And it's very active in China too, and on Weibo. So
What's on Weibo as well?
yeah. They have a whole China leadership team. I used to be a part of it, but their Chinese is quite fast. So
Okay. Any other questions?
So did you say how many members have you got right now?
that's confidential information, but they don't share that. So there's members in 2,000 cities worldwide and 150 countries.
No more question? So thanks very much, Anne.